So a while back, I did a couple of videos that were titled Learning to Finish and Learning to Start. And this week, I found myself really wanting to talk about another related topic, which is learning to middle. Now, I think some people might find that starting is harder than finishing, or that finishing is harder than starting. But I think no matter which of those camps you fall into, it is going to be hard to middle no matter what personality type you are. Being in the middle of a process can be you're in the middle of your rehearsals for a show that's about to open and you're just not sure if a portion of the script is working the way you want it to, and you're starting to freak out that you might not find a satisfying solution by the time the show opens. Being in the middle is when you have just done a workshop of a show that you're working on, and now you don't know what the next step is, and really you can't jump into revisions unless you have actors in the room again, and you are applying and maybe taking a long time to hear back from places. Being in the middle can be you just had a show close and you don't quite have an idea of what your next play or musical is going to be. Basically, being in the middle is that tough part of the process where things don't look very clear. You may be wondering if you're going to make it look the way you imagined it in your head. It might be that you have a whole slew of busy work and busy tasks to take care of, and it doesn't quite feel creative or fun or enlightening. In case you haven't guessed yet, I find myself quite in the middle. I think my video last week about creative planning was a way to kind of help myself make sense of this middle. Like, there are some exciting events coming up down the line, but they still feel far enough away. And so right now it doesn't feel like anything's happening, even though I know that that's not true and that that's a perception issue. But being in the middle happens more often than the starting or the finishing. And this is that weird time in a creative process where all of these other voices start to come in and you just start to question the things that you're doing, both creatively and in your career. And it can often be where you find the slump or the writer's block or just that moment of doubt and discouragement that you don't really know what you're doing. And in case you haven't guessed, I have found myself asking those questions. Now, it seems like the straightforward solution is stop asking those questions, stop doubting, you already know what you're doing. And yeah, that would be really nice to just be able to turn on those rose-colored glasses, that positivity, and take steps forward. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, those mentalities, as well-meaning as they are, can often just come across as prescriptive rather than actually helpful. So even if the ultimate answer is I need to remember what I've accomplished, I need to look ahead and realize I am headed in these directions, I think what may be a more important focus when you're in the middle is to remember to enjoy your life. And I think what I mean by that is it's one thing to tell yourself, keep going, you know what you're doing, and to kind of gird yourself up and try to get back in the game. But if you're kind of type A like me, that kind of thinking can actually set up a standard of achievement. Even if it's supposed to be encouraging, you're basically telling yourself you need to change your emotions and be this way. And I think I'm learning more and more that that isn't going to help. So instead of just telling yourself, buck up, you need to do this, you can do this in these pseudo-positive ways, maybe get back to the heart of what you enjoy about what you're doing in the first place. Instead of fretting about, well, does this live up to the work I've done before? Or am I actually going to finish this work that I'm doing now? Why not? What does this work need from me right now? One thing that I do find helpful is to break things down into these smaller steps so that you still do feel like you're accomplishing something. To be honest, I don't have any smart little morsel of wisdom because I find myself in this middle. And I guess that's a good thing that I'm titling the video Learning to Middle, because I'm learning to do it. I don't have an answer. Maybe if you stumbled across this video, it's encouraging to just know that you might be in a middle place, and I am in a middle place at the time of making this video, and we're in this middle. And whatever the fill-in-the-blank description of this middle place is for you, you're not alone in it. And yeah, if you're an artist type, you're going to finish your work, or if you don't, maybe it's because that particular project wasn't needing the attention. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have anything really insightful to say other than maybe this is it, this is the middle, and I will keep doing the things before me. Even though it might feel like I'm not doing a whole lot, or that I'm not gonna see the fruits of it right now, and I'm not gonna try to fool myself into this forced positive thinking. I'm just gonna try to do the work before me. Sorry if you were looking for a really nice tidbit. I think this video was kind of well, I'm vlogging, this is what's happening. Tune in next week when I actually have something more cogent to tell you. Bye!